guys, welcome to another episode of No Expectations Video Store. Today we are actually doing a special video. We are doing Cutting the Cult, and this video is going to be about the Evil Dead franchise. I am Ashy Slashy, and to my left here is Ben Sterick.
Hey everybody! Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a hell of a long fucking time. We're really glad to have you guys with us. This is a very special episode of No Expectations Video Store. As Ash the Puppet told us, we're doing a new segment called Cutting the Cult, where we take famous, beloved horror cult classics and we decide whether they're worthy of being cult classics or if we're going to cut them down. So today we're going to focus on the Evil Dead series. Evil Dead 1982, Evil Dead 2, 1987, and Army of Darkness, 1992, directed by Sam Raimi, starring Bruce Campbell. Max, hello. James, take it away. This is one of your favorite movie trilogies. Let's talk about it.
I absolutely love these movies. I will say Army of Darkness is my favorite, of course. But the Evil Dead franchise altogether, as a whole, is just really great series. Oh, by the way, I'm back. It's, I was the puppet. So, Evil Dead. I know I've seen it a lot. I know you haven't seen it as much as I have.
I've seen it twice.
So it's actually great we're doing this because we haven't hit the full year, but this year does mark the 40th anniversary of the first film.
I actually didn't know that. Mm-hmm. I think you had mentioned that, but I had forgotten you said it was the very first one, right?
Yeah, for the first film.
That would make sense.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So it'll be in October, I believe, is the 40-year.
Very exciting.
Yep.
Well, I think this was very appropriate because Cutting the Cult is going to be a recurring series on the No Expectations channel. We're still going to do the regular film reviews and podcasts and everything, but this is going to be special, and this is going to focus on cult classics and movies that kind of fall into that category, especially horror and sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about your love of the Evil Dead, though, dude. Like, how'd you get into these movies? Like I said, I've seen each one at least once, and I know I've seen Army of Darkness twice in my life, and that's it. So I want to know, like, how, because you're obsessed, dude. I want to know, like, your love, where'd it come from? When did you first see it? What's your earliest memory? Whose phone keeps going off? You know, like...
mine's... It's not mine.
I'm off. It might have been me. Sorry.
No way, is it mine?
I think it might be. But, good. It's fine.
We'll survive. We'll survive,
We'll
guys.
survive, guys.
We love you. And, you know, a fun thing that's actually kind of apropos, if you listen very closely, I don't know if you guys can hear it at home, but there's actually thunder outside, which is kind of rare for us out here. So, like, actually having that on the first episode of Cutting the Cult, focusing on horror, it's actually kind of cool. It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, no,
Is it the camera or the monitor?
That's the camera.
Oh, okay.
But
guys.
I guess that's just part of the
Cutting the Cult
spookiness.
Yeah, Cutting the Cult, cutting out of our visuals. We're gonna make it work, guys. It's been a while. The wheels are a little rusty, but we'll make it work.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not rusty.
No.
We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah.
We've been gone.
You're not rusty.
No. Max never.
I'm rusty.
He's
you're never
greased.
rusty.
He's
I
greased.
guess I'm overly greased.
He's greased lightning.
Slick. Going back to your question,
Yeah.
for when I first started watching these films, how I found out, it was actually in middle school.
Okay. I think that's when, actually, because we know each other from, actually, it would have been middle school, right?
Yeah, 7th grade.
We became friends in 7th grade. Literally, first day of 7th grade.
First day
of 7th grade. I remember the shirt I was wearing when I met you. It was a blue button-up shirt.
I remember where we were sitting.
Yeah, it was in the cafeteria.
Yep.
Yeah. And up against the wall, like when you walked in,
Yep.
kind of to your left, like and walked straight. Yeah, I remember.
I think you were sitting across from me. I was sitting on this side.
Yeah, it was movie love at first sight.
Yeah.
But anyway, I remember you let me borrow. I think I watched Army of Darkness before I watched any of the Evil Dead movies.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think I borrowed this director's cut version. I think
that would have been possibly.
Okay, so I remember watching that when I was probably 12, maybe 13. And then I didn't watch it again until I actually did watch it. I think when I was like early 20s, and then so this would be probably the third time I've seen it.
I watch it every year.
Yeah,
so it's like Back to the Future. Like I have to watch it every year. So,
okay, it's one of those for you.
Yeah, for me.
So it would be like the equivalent of like Ferris to me or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, okay.
So I can watch.
Is it on a particular date that you watch it?
No, I can watch this anytime. Like you would think Halloween. I mean, I still watch it around in October, but I can sit there and just watch it
any time of year.
Especially just Army of Darkness because it's just so fun and goofy.
That's awesome.
But I remember because these two people I used to hang out with in middle school, I don't even know where they are now.
Crackheads.
No, they are Deadites now.
Oh. Okay.
But they introduced me to it, and I thought I was like at first like, oh, this is fucking stupid.
Stoners?
No.
Okay.
I think you might remember them, Wade and Rick.
Yeah, Wade was a big stoner, wasn't he?
I think Wade was actually.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I was gonna say
Back then, dude, I was just like they
Yeah.
were older than me,
Yeah.
and I was
You were very
like,
innocent.
Yeah, I was.
Right. Well, I was too. We were both
Yeah.
very naive at that time, I think. And I think junior high and high school we really evolved, and our taste evolved too. I think with like movies and everything too. But yeah, I could totally see Army of Darkness being like a big stoner movie because like it gets wacky, dude. It gets out there.
It
Like,
gets
it's bizarre. But continue.
Well, Evil. I don't remember which one we watched first when I was that young, but it was. I feel like it was probably two. But the first one, I like it for what it is.
Yeah,
I do. It's
glad it
fun.
exists.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad it exists. It's fun. Of course, I mean, Sam Raimi introduced the director. Introduced Shaky Cam.
And Sam Raimi wrote it as well, right?
Yeah, he wrote it.
Did anyone co-write with him? Or no?
Maybe his brother, I believe, Ted Raimi.
Ted appears in all three as well.
Actually, no, it was written by someone else too. For some other writer.
Very cool.
But yeah,
I could find out. Do we have the IMDb up? We could take a peek. I thought it was just Sam Raimi.
I think it's
but...
Simon something. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But
written and directed by Sam Raimi, at least for the first one, and then the second one we have
written and directed by Sam Raimi for the first.
Written
one.
by Sam Raimi.
Well, the second one's written by
Scott Spiegel. Scott Spiegel.
Second one is too.
Third one, written by Sam Raimi and Ivan Raimi.
Yeah, which you don't really hear much about Ivan Raimi. It's always Ted Raimi and Sam Raimi. Never Raimi.
He went back to that cabin. He got
fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so that kind of solidified your love. When did it go from a point of like, oh, I like that movie, to like, holy shit, this movie's a game changer?
I would say after high school.
Yeah.
I don't know, like I just like kind of forgot about it for a little bit, and then I like actually went back and started watching it. And I'm like, I don't know, like I really love these films. They're fun. They're very goofy, bloody as like hell. Like they tried to get an R rating, so like because they wanted to make it X-rated, like or NC-17, because all the blood. So they would have to change the color a little bit, so not too red. Because I don't understand.
That was a thing back then.
That was a thing.
It was like they could have like a gnarly sex scene and people cussing, and then like you'd have someone get killed, but like they're like, oh, make the blood extra tomatoey red, and it's okay, it's fine. It's weird.
But it was actually a short film.
Originally, right?
Yeah, originally, so I believe Within the Woods.
Okay.
That's what actually helped finance Evil Dead. People backed it up. They gave them $90,000, and then eventually, for the budget, it gave $350,000.
In 1982 money, that would be like close to $1 million.
In the box office, it made worldwide $29 million, which is great.
First Evil Dead?
For the first Evil Dead, which is great.
That is a underdog indie filmmaker success story.
Yes,
Mr. Sam Raimi, right there. Holy crap.
And what even helped him to even make the fucking sequel was Stephen King loved it so much he wrote a review, and that backed it up. And then a distributor saw that and stuff, and they financed the sequel.
That is amazing.
With a huge, like a bigger budget. And
that's incredible. So that's why the sequel, as most of you guys know, is essentially a really higher budget, smoother remake of the first one.
Yeah, they call it like a requel.
A requel. I could see
that's
that.
what they call it. It's not mine.
Can you think of another movie that's a requel?
That's a good question.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I would say, I was going to say Planet of the Apes, but no. Like Beneath the Planet of the Apes was its own thing. It was unique. The original.
I feel like you can argue with like the Terminator movies, but it's more of like a remake kind of.
No, man, because I mean Terminator. If you're talking T1 and T2, pretty darn.
No, those were good. Those were like the newer ones because they keep trying so much to make it. Oh, you know what? So kind of a. No, whatever. That's just a sequel now.
I could
say the Halloween movies now, but no. They're sequels now.
They're sequels at this point, but like every time they're trying to like recapture that original like lightning in a bottle, and it just doesn't work.
But fuck, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, Stephen King helped him finance for the second one. Like you said, it was basically a remake of the first film, but the first film was actually a group of friends. So I don't know if you like realize that. And the second one was actually a romantic trip to the cabin.
I remember that.
And they had, I believe the girl's name is Linda. So there was two different Linda actresses.
There were three.
Three.
Yeah.
One was Bridget Fonda for Army of Darkness.
Yeah, she's a cutie. Yeah.
Which was like funny because she just wanted to be a part of the series. You know that she reached out.
And we always have to pick a cutie for every series we're talking about. Bridget Fonda.
For Army?
Yeah, is that her name Bridget?
Yeah, Bridget Fonda.
Yeah,
I would think her
she's
or
a
the
cutie.
main.
Oh, actually, the brunette love interest in Army of Darkness was actually a very beautiful woman as well.
It's funny because
she was cute.
I love these movies, but I only care about like Ash. I don't know other fucking characters.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, here's an interesting thing. I don't know if you actually thought about this because I know you like this movie is like so perfect, or this movie series is so perfect to you. But I actually thought of a potential recasting if we had to in an alternate universe.
I couldn't.
If you had to,
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
For Ash, Jeff Goldblum.
Oh,
Jeff Goldblum.
No.
That's who I would pick.
Actually, it was funny too. I don't know why I thought of it. This is a fly, but going back to special effects and everything, the guy who did it only did 4 movies.
Okay.
And one of them was The Fly 2, but it wasn't. So that's
Brundlefly, everybody. Brundlefly in the house.
And he actually did a really good job because he did stop animation as well. I don't know what happened to him. Like
Really?
the stop animation in this film was.
Did he die?
I don't know. His name was. Shit.
Here's the crazy thing too that I read about. I read the skeleton guys in Army of Darkness were actually a shout out to
Three Stooges?
No, to Ray Harryhausen, who was the godfather of stop motion, and he did all the stuff in the 50s and 60s, like the dinosaurs and the Jason and the Argonauts, and the skeletons in there were like literally like an homage to him.
The stunts they did in there was homage to the Three Stooges.
Very cool.
That's what he did for there.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I feel like for being such scary movies, like they don't take themselves too seriously, and they're actually really funny. Like they're fun, they're funny. Like some of the quips that Ash says, like he's a smartass, like it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like there's very few horror movies that are this fun.
Yeah, dude, I feel like for even Ash as a character, like you gotta feel bad for the guy. Did he ask to be like the hero?
No.
He's just a guy who worked at a shop, like a fucking like a market,
exactly,
a superstore market, and then he just got thrown into this, and everyone expects him to be like the savior.
Exactly, he's kind of an anti-hero.
He is
because he didn't want it. He's almost like kind of like the Punisher. It was just kind of thrown on him, and he's just kind of like, okay, this is who I am.
Why me? Who am I? Nobody. Guy from Elk Grove, Michigan. Where the fuck is that? The middle of jack shit nowhere, that's where. You know what? I got news for you. I didn't ask for this. You think I want this horse shit? Be covered in blood 24/7? Who the fuck would want that? Savior my ass. I'm a goddamn failure.
I mean, even the television show. I don't know if you ever watched that too.
Let's talk about that because
really
that's okay. Max, so Max enjoyed it. Max, throw in your thoughts. Throw in your 10 cents about this. I want to hear.
I haven't seen all the Evil Dead movies, but I'd say the series I was addicted to it. Binge watched it all.
See, I need to watch.
Super entertaining. They have like a formula going that kind of pays off every single episode. So.
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's one I need to watch still because like you told me it was awesome. Now Max says it's awesome. All right, we're watching Ash vs.
That's the only one I haven't gone back to yet. Because I mean,
you own it?
I own all of them. Oh, and they're on Netflix as well. All 3 seasons.
Oh shit! I'm gonna watch it.
They're on Vudu as well too.
Okay.
So you can watch.
And I have to say, watching it and not having watched the Evil Dead, but now having watched a few of the movies, they're awesome.
Yeah.
Like they're perfect throwbacks.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Is it the sequel that the fans deserve, even though it's a TV series?
I would say absolutely.
It's like the best it's gonna get.
Yeah. And they do plan on making another series, and it's actually going to be on HBO. But I don't think Bruce Campbell is going to come back.
Ooh. You need Bruce Campbell.
I know he retired this, but he is tired of so much blood you have to clean off.
I'm sure.
In the first movie, they little fun fact, he has so much blood on him on his clothes, and it fucking hardened, and it actually cracked.
Whoa!
So he had to change wardrobe. That's how much blood it cracked, it disintegrated.
I feel like that should be some sort of quote, blood crack. That's what happens when you have too much Chipotle. Blood crack.
Blood crack.
Yeah.
But
because you shit blood.
The show's fun. I would 100% recommend.
Okay, that's one I need to watch, dude. Because it's so weird being such a movie guy and loving horror too. I feel like this is something I've only dipped my toe in. I haven't really dove into it. It's I've watched these films, but we're talking years apart, and it's been such a long time since I watched the first Evil Dead, even the second Evil Dead all the way through. It's and not falling asleep. But I remember enjoying the second one quite a bit when I watched it.
They made it more fun.
Yeah, and Army of Darkness, just I can't think of many other movies that are like this. It's And initially, it's like not my cup of tea. It's not a movie I'd be like, oh, this is like a movie I'm going to go out of my way to watch. But then you watch it, and then knowing that it's Sam Raimi and appreciating Bruce Campbell, I'm kind of like, this is cool. Like, I'm glad it exists. You know? It's like, are there flaws in it? Sure.
Sure, absolutely.
But it kind of adds to the charm.
That's even with all the movies. There's a lot of flaws with it. Like, there's a part where his chainsaw's on the wrong arm. It was just because Sam Raimi wanted the angle. So he swapped the camera. Like
wow. When did the chainsaw come into play? It came into here, right? Or was it here?
It came in
because he cut his arm off too, because the evil got into his hand, and he cut it off.
Which was voiced...
Oh, with the chainsaw, he cut
his
it
hand,
off.
which was voiced by Sam Raimi, I believe.
Fun fact.
Sam Raimi or Ted Raimi.
So as far as Sam Raimi goes, like, when I think of Sam Raimi, I'm a Spider-Man purist. So I think Spider-Man 1, 2, and then I know 3 was not really well received, but I think of Spidey when I think of Sam Raimi. And also, I also really enjoyed Darkman. I thought Darkman was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Darkman,
Liam Neeson.
The first one. I know if you go back to it now, it's like it has some cheesy parts, but like when I was a kid, like I thought Darkman was really badass.
Darkman financed Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like what I read, I was just reading like a 15 fun facts about it, and it was saying that based on the success, because they didn't want to do a sequel after Evil Dead 2, they were kind of like, because that was 87. It's like it was done after that.
He already had plans for Army of Darkness a while too, though. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. I like when everything's like already.
Yeah, he already that's what like he ended it the way it ended for 2 with them like landing there. Which Army of Darkness went through 3 title changes, by the way.
Ooh, yeah, because this is the real title.
So the real title was actually Medieval Dead, which fits.
Oh, the original,
which fits perfectly.
Yeah.
And then it was Evil Dead 3, Army of Darkness, and then it's Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness.
It didn't work. Anyway, so technically though, it's called Army of Darkness to avoid confusion.
Yeah, but this is the real title. It's Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness.
And that was a throwback to back in the olden days when they would be like Errol Flynn and the Seven Thieves or whatever, and it would be like the most popular actor. And it was kind of like a throwback to that, but they thought, oh, that'll confuse audiences, so let's just call it Army of Darkness.
Yep.
Yeah, but technically it still shows Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Dead in the beginning of the film.
Which for the director's cut, I mean, for this edition especially, the director's cut is probably... I don't like the ending. I don't know if you watched it.
The dystopian one or the S1
Yeah,
one?
the dystopian one.
So you like the
I like the one he's at the supermarket.
Yeah, I like this.
Well, this is actually the real one.
Yeah.
So the dystopia was the real one. They didn't like it.
Okay.
So they cut it. There's actually
so that's the S-Smart one was by the producers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was smart.
I like that.
But there's a lot of more fun, goofy scenes. His lines he says in there too differently. This one's 15 minutes longer, which is a lot.
Yeah.
So
I could definitely see the actual release, the theatrical release one being better than the director's cut. No offense to the director, like Sam Raimi knows what he wants, but at the same time, it's like you still got to please the audience, have that fan service. But
hey, I know that this movie used lots of creative filming techniques, camera work and stuff. Do you guys know anything about the behind the scenes sort of stuff?
I don't know that much. How about you?
They did the shaky cam. They did what's the other ones? There's
some of these techniques, right?
Oh yeah.
There's one also because I think it's partially a shaky cam, but like it's one that like breaks through like the glasses and the doors and stuff. The way they did that was very tricky.
I wonder if they used that sugar glass or whatever, that like stuntman glass.
I mean, probably not because it was such low budget.
But the way they did it was the way they did it was just super fun. Like you just had it on fucking just boards, 2x4s. Yeah, put the camera in there. The opening for Evil, I think it's the first one. It's the water too. They're on like a little floaty, like wrapped.
Amazing. They sped it up.
Yeah, so Sam Raimi, I believe, is holding the camera, and Bruce Campbell's the one actually pushing him.
Holy shit!
And a little
so
raft
Bruce Campbell
him.
actually helped with like the camera.
Yeah, they were friends in high school, and so Sam Raimi knew Bruce, and Bruce was the only actor friend.
That's amazing, dude. That's amazing. Hey, fun fact before I forget about it. You and I actually saw Bruce Campbell in real life.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it 2 years ago?
I think it was 2 or 3. It was a while back. Yeah. And we went to this place called the Van Buren in Phoenix. It's a concert venue, and they were having this event where Bruce Campbell was hosting this thing called Last Fan Standing.
Yeah.
And it was like this kind of short-lived touring game show, sort of. And it was kind of weird, but we literally were like, oh, we both like Bruce Campbell, let's go check it out. And I was actually more of a Bruce Campbell fan from the show Burn Notice, more than Evil Dead.
There's a lot of people. A lot of people there was for Burn Notice too.
Yeah, which I thought was
Which is funny because
interesting.
like I've never really watched Burn Notice. I don't think I would get into it.
The first like 3 seasons are fucking amazing. Max, have you seen it?
No, I have
I
not.
think you'd really like it. It's just like really solid action, and then I would say like around season 4 it started getting kind of repetitive. But I would say first 3, maybe even first 4 seasons were like really freaking good.
And so these had Bruce Campbell in it? Or
Yeah,
is it...
yeah, he was one of the main guys. There's like Jeffrey Donovan, Gabrielle Anwar, and Bruce Campbell, and they're like this. He's like kind of like a retired spy, but he like does like, or he's like a blacklisted spy who gets like kicked out, and he's still like, well, I need money, so he starts doing these like private gigs.
When was this in production recently?
I think they started doing it probably like
early 2000s.
15, 12 years ago, something like that.
Yeah,
and
it's over with now.
yeah, I remember it was long enough ago where I would go to Hollywood Video to rent the later seasons.
Yeah, never.
So it was like it was like right in that time frame when Hollywood Video and Blockbuster still existed.
I remember seeing them there too.
Yeah, and I remember getting like I want to say like season 1 through 4, and going to Hollywood Video to like catch up, and then after that, then it was like, wow, the show's still on, and it would like keep going where you're like, oh shit, like how are they still getting gigs? Like how's it? But
It's supposed to be a great show.
it's a really good show, and Bruce Campbell like was actually my favorite character by far on that show. Like I remember I started watching it, and I was
Is it
like,
really campy?
tiny bit, but not bad. Like it's like I don't know, like a mixture of like Miami Vice and like Dexter, but not as gritty as Dexter.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
That
Like,
sounds
a little
cool.
more. Yeah, it was cool. It was like a fun Miami Vice. I don't know, cop spy action show with really good action.
Kind of like CSI?
A little better.
With Miami.
Much
Vice.
I would think it's like the
Much
live
better, yeah.
action version of Archer.
Yeah,
Kind
I
of.
could kind of see that.
Kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, it doesn't have a rough edge because it was on USA, so it was like it had really good action, but like it never pushed down too far on them, like boning and stuff.
Mhm.
They already have a live action Archer.
It's called James Bond.
Two-Face. Or Face Off. Face
It's
Off.
Okay, okay.
It's the same names and everything.
You mean with Nick Cage?
Yeah.
And again, it all comes back to Nick Cage.
Cage. How does it come back always in the cage? Yes.
Anyway, so Burn Notice, check it out. Totally worth it. That's how I got into Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, Evil Dead.
But you got his autograph.
I did. Actually.
Yeah.
I still do have it.
Yeah. How did that happen? It was.
I still remember the question, which was weird. Like, so he was giving out autographs, and they were like dollar bills, but it was like his face on it.
Yeah.
And
It's pretty cool.
each little sign was like him. Autograph. I wish I brought it. I should have brought it.
It's pretty badass.
But
Yeah, it is.
the trivia question was like some of them Harry Potter related.
Oh.
That was the weird part for this trivia night. It didn't have to do much about him. It was just random other shit.
He was just the host. Yeah.
It was just strange. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, Bruce Campbell's here.
Here he is.
But it was something Harry Potter related. The answer was Hermione, and I raised my hand really high, real quick. But someone else got it. But the co-host came up, passing down dollar bills, and I thought it was for like the other person. He's like, no, it's for you.
Wow.
That's yours. So
That was pretty badass.
and I was like super fucking happy.
Yeah.
I was like, hell yeah.
You could tell by your confidence of the hand raise.
I think
Yeah,
that's what
we
it
were like,
was. I was fast with that one. Yeah.
that was a situation where I was like, this dude fucking deserves it.
Mhm.
I was like, James is a true fan, a true blue Evil Dead.
And then at the end, they threw a whole bunch of them, and then there's those fuckers that grabbed the whole
I
stack and
didn't
then
catch any.
Well, yeah, because like 2 people just grabbed a whole bunch and just kept it to themselves.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Now you can buy them on eBay.
This is true. This
Probably.
is true. But hey, we got a James Remar autograph, so that's all that matters.
Yes, we did get James Remar autograph.
All that matters. I kind of want to talk about that for a second. The Mad Monster
Mad
Party
Monster. Yeah.
in Glendale, Arizona. James and I went to that, and it was actually like, I'm not really big into like the convention scene. Like it's kind of dorky, but we actually had a heck of a lot of fun. Like it was like pretty cool. I mean, a lot of the stuff is overpriced, and there's a lot of like, I think they're lacking. Like they could definitely work on making it better.
It could have been bigger.
It could have been bigger
lot
for
bigger.
sure. But some of the people we met, like we made it cool. Like
Yeah.
it was like we met the Grim Life Collective. Shout out to those guys, Michael and Jessica. So freaking nice.
So nice.
So
Great
approachable.
people. Great, awesome people.
And we actually got a really good interview with them. You guys may have already seen it over on the Unfazed Review channel. Check it out. And James recorded that. Thank you, sir. And then we also got a picture of Matthew Lillard,
Matthew Lillard,
which was really cool. And James Remar.
Yep, Matthew Lillard, James Remar. If you guys don't know who James Remar is, or Matthew Lillard, James Remar, Warriors also, and Dexter's dad, and Dexter's
Yes.
from
Yes.
Showtime.
Never in a million years did I think, oh, I'm gonna meet him.
Yeah.
Like I never
we-
thought of meeting either.
We didn't even have to wait long at all for him. We just walked up to him,
Yeah,
no one
twice.
was really waiting for him that much to get an autograph or nothing. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
And we also met Sean Clark from Malfunction and the Thing with Two Heads podcast. Like, super nice dude. Also,
Yeah, Matthew Lillard, super nice. Live action Shaggy.
yes,
So
yes,
super cool, great
Yes.
guy, nice.
good man. And from Scream,
Scream, 13
we,
goes.
we fist bumped Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Which is
that
kind
too.
of cool. And it was so we made it cool. Grim Life was obviously my favorite, and Matthew Lillard and James Remar was just a treat. I was like, holy shit! I would never in a million years think I'd meet him. And we had fun. Could it have been better in terms of the actual event and the way they organized it? Yeah, it was lacking. Like they could have done better, but we still had a great freaking day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was a long day. It was fun.
It was a very long day. Yeah, it was like a horror Comic-Con kind of.
So I pulled up a clip. This is a good example of some of the filmmaking techniques that they used for Army of Darkness.
Ooh. You know what was kind of cool? I saw a bunch of the scenes that they shot for Army of Darkness outside were actually shot in California. Not all of it, but some of it.
Yeah.
Near where the Batcave was in the 60s TV show.
So,
Here's
I
that.
love this, yeah.
That was sick. That was a great scene. Yeah. Very innovative cinematography.
Yeah, I'm glad they never got rid of that. Like, kept the shaky cam, everything, the following, which they do in like all the movies, even the new
So
2013 one.
Just
as
the
well.
way it glides, man. Like, it holds up. It really
It's
holds
creepy.
up. It is creepy. It's got that, like, primal feeling of impending doom.
Yeah,
Did they do any of that? They didn't do any of that in Spider-Man except for, like,
I would
maybe some of the fight scenes at
I would
the
say
end.
maybe Goblin flipping out, maybe.
Goblin, maybe, yeah.
I would have to go back and watch Spider-Man.
One thing that's kind of interesting about the style of Evil Dead, none of it, in my mind, or Army of Darkness, translates to any of his other movies. Like, if I look at Sam Raimi's stuff in Spidey, I would never in a million years have thought, oh, this is a dude that did Evil Dead and Army of Darkness.
Besides putting Bruce Campbell in every
Well, yeah, besides, and also,
That's it.
also, you probably already know this, but to you guys watching, a car that Ash drives
Yep.
appears in every
Every
Sam
movie.
Raimi movie. I don't think it's the same car because some of them it gets destroyed, like in Spidey, but it's the same model car. And it's like Uncle Ben's car in Spider-Man 1, same car as Ash's car in Evil
Yep.
Dead. Like, literally, if you go through all his filmography, same freaking car.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, very cool. I love when directors do stuff like that. That's like a legit, like, true Easter egg. Like, that's a classic Easter egg. What's your favorite
Plus,
Easter
you
egg?
get to blow up some cars in the process.
What's your favorite Easter egg, Max, that comes to mind?
Halo 2.
Tell me. I don't know.
There's like these skulls you can
The
collect.
skulls
That
of the
make
Easter
game
eggs.
That's badass.
Yeah.
harder. That's a good one.
What's your favorite Easter egg?
Ah.
Like, in general, it doesn't have to be.
I always like it's not my favorite, but there's one of them. It's also the Saw movies. James Wan, he always puts Billy the Puppet in all his, well, he used to put them all in his movies in the background of everything.
Yeah.
He's even in fucking Aquaman. He's in there.
Really?
Actually, no, Annabelle's in Aquaman.
That's pretty
So it's
badass.
created by James Wan as well.
That, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
I don't have any that come to mind when I try to think of an Easter egg.
Another great Easter egg for the Evil Dead series, though,
Mhm.
is Sam Raimi had a great friendship with Wes Craven.
No shit.
Yeah,
That
so
actually makes a lot of sense.
so Nightmare on Elm Street, I believe Nancy was watching the Evil Dead movie.
Mhm.
That was a nod to Sam Raimi. And then in the first Evil Dead movie, there was a poster of Hills of Eyes, the original Hills of Eyes, directed by Wes Craven.
Oh, wow.
There's a slash in it. And then in the second Evil Dead 2, I believe, as well, it's in the basement, as I think, too. It was Freddy's hands are hanging on
That's pretty cool.
his knives and everything.
Did they ever do anything together? Did Wes Craven ever produce anything?
I,
Sam Raimi
I
did?
don't think so.
That would've been cool.
That would have been cool.
That would've been cool.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
I always wished that Wes Craven and John Carpenter would have had a hand somehow in one of the Batman movies. Like, if you would have had a Wes Craven produced, John Carpenter directed Batman Returns in, like, the early 90s,
That would've been good.
even with Tim Burton as an executive producer,
Mhm.
holy shit, like, how fucking cool would that have been? Like, not gonna happen now, but, I mean, you still could with John Carpenter and Tim Burton, but Wes Craven, R.I.P., man. Genius.
Yeah, genius.
I need to go back and rewatch the Scream movies. Ever since, like, we went to that thing and everyone was, like, from Scream, I'm like, I need to go back. I haven't seen
I
Scream.
didn't even realize that. I was like, why is Jamie Kennedy here? I'm like, and then why is this guy? I'm like, oh, because it's all
Oh.
fucking Scream.
Scream. Yeah,
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 Scream's probably another cult classic.
totally.
Yeah,
I would be down to do that. Would you want to do the Scream series?
Yeah, I could do Scream next. Yeah, because
Like
I
the series
have all of
of
them.
movies?
I have all of them.
Let's do. Is that cool with everybody? Scream. You want to do that next for the next Cutting the Cult?
Next kind of Nicole. Yeah, we'll probably
We'll probably do a
go
few
through
regular
other episodes
expectations
and
in
then,
between.
yeah.
We should try to do a Cutting the Cult every like 5th episode or something like that.
That sounds doable.
Yeah.
Especially because it's 4 films for screen.
Well, it's a series, yeah. So it's kind of cool to do series. I'm down to do solo movies as well. But, like, when it's a trilogy or a series, it's, like, it's pretty cool. There's a lot to talk about, so.
Great film.
But, yeah, Sam Raimi, as far as my favorite stuff from him, like, these, like, I respect them, but they're not my favorite. But, like, I'm glad they're out there. Like, they're cool. I think they're important in terms of movie history, in terms of horror history. Like, they're important movies. Are they my favorite? No. I mean, like, honestly... Like,
these are my favorite horror.
These are your favorite horror?
Favorite horror, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, cool. I would say, I would probably give them, respectively, I would say Army of Darkness, 3.5 out of 5. But that's also because I didn't grow up with them. Yeah. I've only seen them a few times. Evil Dead 2, same, 3.5 out of 5. Like, fun, like, inventive. And then original Evil Dead, probably 3 out of 5. But, like, I respect the heck out of them for, like, making it so independently and then making it a thing, you know?
They found, like, a broken down cabin for that one. That was in, I believe, Tennessee.
Is that where they shot it?
Where they shot it.
Okay.
The second one was North Carolina, which they had, for that one, they actually filmed in, I believe, 2 locations, 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
So they built the cabin
Oh.
for the exterior shots.
Okay.
Then interior shots, they actually went into town and basically rented a junior high school.
Oh, shit.
Can you hold them up?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so, I mean, even, I have them all.
Is this the original cover art?
They are.
Yeah, I believe those are the original cover. This one's more special because it's his director's cut.
Yeah.
They shot it in a middle school, which was really cool. The third one, Army of Darkness, was the first time they did it in a studio.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's where you knew he like made it pretty big after that, especially because of Darkman.
You could tell Army of Darkness was like a high budget film.
Oh yeah, and Evil Dead, the first one's so funny, just because like they found that broken down. Everyone was actually during shooting was fucking stoned.
Wow.
The whole time they were high.
That's awesome.
You
know how long it took him to make the first one?
No, actually,
I would imagine it's probably a couple weeks or a week or 2.
Well, they said it was
really
it was
that long?
It was hell for them. They said.
Why?
Well, especially because the prosthetics, the makeup.
Oh, yeah.
Even for the second one too, when he goes Evil Ash, he was blind. He couldn't see shit because this is the context.
I heard that was really hard for him.
It was, especially he was just walking and they had to direct him what to do, and especially a whole bunch of blood splashing in his face.
Yeah, it makes sense.
First one,
blood crack,
random house, and then they use his friend's basement for the basement scenes too.
That's pretty badass. So I guess the real question is, because it's the new Cutting the Cult segment, are these worthy of being cult classics?
I believe so. Yeah, these are cult classics. Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to agree. Yes. After watching all 3, and just looking at the legacy and looking at the trends that they started and just how they've held up and how the fans love them, 100% worthy of being part of the cults. Yeah, totally.
So I got a question for you,
Yes,
real
sir.
quick.
Yes, sir.
What would you consider the parameters? What makes something a cult classic?
I would
versus
say
just a good movie.
I would say a cult classic. There's kind of like different parameters, but I would say if it's a movie from long ago that like the following has only grown over time. Yeah, because a lot of these movies, like when they came out, I know quite a few of them weren't like The Thing, totally a cult classic, but when it came out, not well received. But I think arguably, even if the movie was well received when it came out, and the popularity just grows as it gets older, I think we could argue that that's a cult classic too. But I think it really, really applies when the popularity is kind of when it comes out, and then it like really grows over time with like home video sales and everything.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I agree. I think even like, I don't know if you guys haven't probably seen it. I think you've seen it, but you've probably seen it. More of a newer, I want to say new, but like James Gunn's Slither is becoming a cult classic.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's weird when newer movies become cult classics.
Yeah, it's almost like when all the nerds really...
Yeah.
They don't go to the theaters to watch it, but then once
it
comes out on DVD, they start watching all the nerds are going crazy.
And I almost
it's
feel
like... Because some of the movies, they have like the subtle nuance to it.
Yeah.
That you might not appreciate if you're into just watching straight Marvel movies or something.
And then it's kind of a thing where it's like, I think we should be careful on the cult classic label and be a little loose with it, because like, I almost want to include movies like Halloween and Scream, and those were like critical successes out of the gate.
I know we want to do Scream, but I'm like, is it a cult classic? Or?
It's just a classic.
Yeah.
I think it's just a classic, but I'm down to include it because I like celebrating the horror aspect of things too. So I think we can be a little loose with it.
We have October coming up.
It's in about 3 months, right? So yeah, we should go ham in October. We should just like full horror, like huge output of stuff. Like, I think that would be awesome. So we'll be a
Do
little...
all the Halloween movies.
That'd be fucking awesome, yeah. As far as the cult classic stuff, we'll do cult classics, and we'll also do just straight up classic horror movies. And I think sci-fi could fall into
Here's the
category.
definition of a cult film.
Yeah. Sure.
A cult film or cult movie is commonly referred to as a cult classic. It's a film that has acquired a cult following. Cult films are known for the dedicated, passionate fan base, which forms an elaborate subculture, members of which engage repeated viewings, dialogue quoting, and audience participation.
Okay. So it could be popular out of the gate, and then it just... people have like a subculture built around
That's
it.
funny.
Like Back to the Future.
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
That I actually see that. Like,
a
that
cult
is a cult
comedy
A lot of
classic.
people haven't seen it.
Weird.
Yeah,
Dude,
a lot.
I was talking to our mutual friend, Gabe, and I was talking about favorite movies. He has not seen it. And I was like, my dude, you gotta check it out. You got it's gonna make his life so happy. Like, it's such a fun movie. So yeah, some people it's like, and I get it, some people aren't big movie peeps like us, but like, I feel like Dumb and Dumber is just gonna like make your life so much better. Like, it's so good.
You love Jim Carrey and anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, like Dumb and Dumber is like the epitome of great comedies. So anyway, yeah, like Army of Darkness, Evil Dead, all of them, 100% worthy of their status, worthy of their accolades. How do you feel, while we're on the topic of Evil Dead, how do you feel about the
2013
one? Yeah. Would you call it a remake?
No.
'Cause I never saw it.
It is it's kind of the fourth film because Ash does make an appearance at the after credits.
Okay.
So
What?
Max was telling me to hold it up.
Okay.
Hold up Mia in the back.
No,
I was doing something.
yeah, Mia is basically Ash's
cool.
character.
That's a cool case.
Yeah.
Who is she?
I forgot.
I recognize her.
She's in a lot of shows, Suburbicon and stuff. She's actually on some new show. I think it's on HBO.
Is she a redhead?
Yes.
She's a cutie.
Yeah. Yeah. She's. I like her. I wish she was in more than. Oh, she was in Don't Breathe, which is the same director of this.
Okay.
Fede Alvarez or something. I can't. Sorry if I butcher his name.
Fetty Wap.
But I actually really enjoy that. A lot of people kind of hate it sometimes, but I mean, there's people that actually like Evil Dead that do like it.
I remember you saying you liked it when it came out. Like
Yeah,
your
I still have to-
release, you liked it.
I still have to watch the director's cut of this. I own it, but I just hadn't had the time to watch it. It's supposed to be like 10 times bloodier.
Target or Best Buy?
This one is.
It was like a Best Buy.
I think it's Target actually.
Really?
I think it was Target.
Okay. Well, I guess to kind of continue with the no expectations trend, what would be, for fans of these movies, what would be other movies you'd recommend that are as fun in the horror genre, like that, or have the same vibe?
Oh, I mean, well, Bruce Campbell, I would still say Bubba Hotep.
Okay.
That one. I don't know if you ever heard of it or
I've
seen
seen Bubba Hotep. Yeah, the Elvis.
Yeah. Max is a good one I would recommend. It's a fun one.
Yeah.
He's Elvis Presley, and then he's fighting off a mummy.
It's like retirement home Elvis. Yeah.
Yeah. Other ones I would recommend. I see it up there too. Cabin in the Woods is a good one too. Yeah. Fuck.
Cabin in the Woods I never saw all the way through.
Really?
No, I
That's
know.
a good one.
I know Bradley Whitford's in it, and that's like it. That's like all I know.
Yeah, dude, there's not. It's really tough to even think of movies similar to this because there's this is its own thing.
It's totally its
It's
own thing,
own-
and that's why I respect it as well, because it's. I thought about it a little bit on the way over here of like movies and shows that I would recommend. I would 110% recommend An American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, American Werewolf.
I feel like that's a weird kind of movie that it was a John Landis film, I believe, and that's one that like balances horror and like fun and comedy really well, like as well as this film, I'd say. And I'd also say Tales from the Crypt, the series.
Oh yeah,
And
Creepshow.
I think they had a couple movies, dude. Didn't they have a couple Tales from the
Creepshow.
Crypt movies?
Creepshow. Yeah.
Okay.
That would be George Romero.
Yeah.
Directed those as well. Yeah.
That same kind of vibe.
Mhm.
So, like, if you like this kind of stuff, definitely check those out. I'm sure you guys already have. If you're fans of these movies, you've probably seen those a million times. But if you have not, on the off chance, definitely check those out because they're totally in the same style. All right. And so next time, if you guys want to join us, watch the Scream movies, watch the series, and if you're already fans, just hear us kind of dissect them on the next Cutting the Cult episode.
Well, I've got a movie we gotta watch soon.
Sure.
Here it is called Zordoz.
Oh, yeah. I'm down to watch this.
I am actually.
I think this is a movie that got memory hold for a lot of people who grew up when it's coming out.
Memory hold. That's a cool terminology.
So like maybe they've seen it, but it's like hiding in the back of their mind
Yeah.
somewhere, waiting to be
That was like
remembered.
me with it was a specific episode of the X-Files I saw when I was super young, and it was where there was this like ghost old lady walking in this like brick maze, and I was like, "What the fuck is that from?" And I tried to figure. It was like way back when I was like 3 or 4, and I didn't know it was the X-Files at the time. And as I got older, I'm like, "Wait a minute, I think it was the X-Files." And then I looked it up, and I found the episode, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Like that was in the recesses of my mind, like way back machine.
Yeah, there's a couple of movies that have like that too, but I can't think of them.
The thing is, you can't think of them.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
can't
until you.
Yeah.
Would you call that
them.
memory hold?
I call it memory hole. I don't know if the.
That's cool.
I like that.
That's a cool term.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Memory HOLD or HOLE?
Well, when you remember it, it's WHOLED.
WHOLED. So
My
it's
memory
not
is hold.
Wow. I like that. Holy shit. I thought you had like little holes in your
I thought it was whole, like whole, like.
dropping in
yeah.
like
Yeah,
Stanley
no, I thought it
Ellis.
was whole.
Yeah.
So this is
Yeah.
Zardoz. It's Sean Connery, like right after he finished filming all the 007 movies. This
You
was
get Sean Connery with his cock.
He probably did a bunch of LSD
Wow.
and got put on this movie.
Wasn't this supposed to like compete with Star Wars? And it was like 19. What the fuck was he thinking, dude? What the fuck was he?
Yeah, I saw that and I had. I was like, "That's not
We-
Sean Connery." And I put my glasses on. I was like, "Oh my god!"
This is James Bond.
Do you see anything you like, ladies? Okay, we have to watch this. We have to watch this.
I think this is one that we should all watch together in the
Okay.
same room.
Okay.
And kind of
Okay.
react to it together because it's so.
Yeah.
I just watched it and I need to watch it again because it is a trip.
Okay. How do you guys feel about this? And I'd love to hear in the comments below if this is something you guys would enjoy. But we don't have to change the format too much. We'll keep doing what we do. We'll do this style. That's not going away. But what if once in a while we have a watch party night where it's like we do a live stream, we record the whole thing, we kick back with our popcorn, with our beverages, and we watch a movie like Zardoz or whatever, and we tell you guys, hey, hit play now so you can watch along with us. And we just, have it playing, and like we'll have to figure out the audio, maybe throw it on closed caption or something like that, so we don't get dinged by YouTube. But then once it's all done and we end the stream, that's a video we could post as well.
Yep.
Now we don't have to do it all the time, but I think that would be kind of cool. Would you guys be down to do that?
Yeah, I'm
I'll
gonna
be down with that,
I'm
yeah.
gonna do
Okay.
something different.
Yeah.
Kind of mix it up.
Yeah, I
Make
think
it-
that'd be
make it-
fun.
Make it like a party out of it. Little.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could call it a No Expectations watch party or whatever. We'll figure a title
Yeah,
out.
we'll have a title for it.
Well, we always have a special little name.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing with the video store. You'd go
Yeah.
with your friends or family to the store, pick out a movie,
Uh-huh.
sit down together and watch it. It's much. I mean, with Netflix these days or YouTube, you just hop on and
Yeah.
press play, and most of the time you're alone.
Yeah,
So I feel like if we could get some sort of movie watching community
I would love that.
back,
Yeah,
I'd
like
love
like
that.
how it used to be a little bit.
Yeah.
Put on the popcorn and I don't know, hang out with the buds.
What I want to have eventually, once we have the Patreon set up and we have patrons, I want to give you guys No Expectations Video Store membership cards.
Yeah.
Just like how there were Blockbuster cards, I want you guys to have special NOX, No Expectations Video Store cards. Laminated and all. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I don't have any more to say, but on the next Cutting the Cult, watch and scream. So prepare.
And also, guys, we have an Instagram now. So
Oh, yes.
I will put that link in the bio.
Follow.
And I'll put it down on the screen here, too.
Yeah, there's lots of fun behind the scenes content
Yes.
happening on
I think
there.
you'll like it. If you want to see the BTS, and I don't mean green dudes, check it out.
So No X Video Store is the username. Yeah, I'll put it down there. I'll link it below.
Good shit, guys. So, thank you for watching the first episode of Cutting the Cult. Very excited. This was a lot of fun. I actually had a blast talking about these movies.
Yeah.
It was freaking awesome. And as always, guys, be kind.
Rewind.
And subscribe, comment, participate in the conversation down in the comments.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.